Hey Falcons, I am so sorry that this video is late, but unfortunately I tried recording today when I live streamed and for whatever reason it didn't work, and I needed to go about this a little bit differently. So I apologize if this is a little bit late. I will throw it up in the update section as well in case you need it. So yesterday, what you were working on, if you've been following in the order, was you did the Yertle the Turtle video and questions. We talked about marginalized groups, and you did this marginalized discussion. And with that marginalized discussion, I had a video there for you to do. So then for this day, for Tuesday, or day 2, we have the TED Ed Human Rights video. Now in class, I had the students watch that more than once because I felt like it needed to be watched more than once in order to answer that the quiz questions well. So you've watched the video and you've done the quiz questions. And then this refugee article, the main reason that I want you looking at that article is to look at its structure, okay? So we have this marginalized group research project, and the structure of that refugee article was a list article. They had taken the 4 ways to help refugees and they put it in a list. Way number 1, way 2, 3, 4, and it was a list article. And that is what you're going to be creating for 3rd quarter. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this marginalized group assignment and then how you submit this assignment right here. Okay, so marginalized groups, the group research project. Okay, hopefully you have already done the marginalized group activity. We talked about it in class yesterday. So hopefully you've had an opportunity to go through that video and do the activity about being in the margins, and you've written down the definition and did all the fill in the blank work. So you are going to think about groups of people throughout our world whose rights or needs are marginalized, that they live on the outside or the fringe of mainstream America, or even in the whole world. We don't have to stop at just America. You're going to be doing research on your chosen marginalized group and their current situations. We'll come back and talk more about these questions a little bit later, but I went ahead and put them on here so that you could begin to think about some information that you need when you start to research your marginalized group. So what are you going to do for 3rd quarter? Well, 3rd quarter, you're going to make a 6 things list article. So that refugee article was 4 ways to help refugees, and that was a list. They put it in a list order, and you're going to do the same thing with your chosen marginalized group. You're going to create a 6 lists article. So there are going to be 3 options for you to do, and it's going to kind of depend on your creativity level when we get there. You could create a 6 lists article using Google Docs. An example looks like this, where you have the ability to have a little picture and you've got your 6 things to know about your marginalized group. You could create a Google slide. Notice that it says examples coming soon. I envision that each slide is one thing. So maybe you have a small little introduction about your marginalized group, and then there's slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4 with each one with information. Or you could do a 6 things using Google Draw, where it looks more like an infographic or more like a Pinterest board type thing where you've got more pictures and links when using Google Draw. So examples of those will be coming when there's time to do that. But there are 3 different options, and I would say that the slides and Draw probably require a bit more creativity, and the Google Docs is pretty much straightforward. So it's going to be up to you to decide how you want to do that. So your goal for today and your assignment here in Schoology is to identify your topic or your marginalized group. So each of these are links. So if you click on them in the slideshow, you'll be able to actually go to the document of this here. And then this is a collection of different marginalized groups that your ELA teachers have put together in the past. So you can kind of glance through this and get an idea, maybe kind of read a little bit here and there about some marginalized groups. And then of course, take this list, and your job is to pick your top 3 choices. Okay. So on this assignment right here, you will pick your top 3 choices from that list right here, from this list or anything that you see in here, that's a group, okay? So pick your top 3 choices and make sure that you are putting them in your first choice, number 1, second choice, number 2, and third choice, number 3. And then I will assign you your official topic early next week. Okay. All right. If you've got any questions, please let me know and send me an email.